I am no one special. I do not have any outstanding talent, but I see a cause that needs filling. Instead of backing out because of fear, I have decided to pursue and ask the help of friends to fulfill this need. It turns out there are good people out there, people willing to stretch out their necks for the greater good. My name is Ginny. My friends and I are coming together to share our stories about how abortion has affected or could have affected our lives.
That works well. I didn't mean to get pregnant. I was 18 years old, living the party life. Maybe not to the extreme as some people were, but yeah, the party life was definitely becoming a part of my life. I was living with my brother at the time who trusted me to make the right decisions. I broke his trust. I wasn't home very often. I was either at work or a friend's place or a friend's house. There had been times where I hadn't seen my brother, well, for instance, a time where I hadn't seen him for a whole day. But we lived in the same house, it's just, I was always gone when he was around, he was always gone when I was. Yeah. Guys weren't a big deal either. My last one, there always seemed to be another one lining up behind, so it's no big deal there. Despite rumors, though, I didn't sleep around with every guy I dated. Yeah. I wasn't as horrible as some people had made me out to be. I honestly wanted to change. I wanted to stop and take a break from the dating scene and the guy scene. I wanted to get a job that I could make something of myself with. And I wanted to do something worthwhile with my life. I wanted to make my family proud. But I had done terrible things. One thing I should come clean with is that I never dated the father. I lie I've been carrying on since I told my parents. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. I know what I did was wrong. I was afraid of telling you. I felt as though I had disappointed you enough. I suppose I was blessed for the fact that the father pulled through for his son. And yeah, I'm having a little boy. We plan on naming him Kyler. Not Tyler as most people think I mean, but Kyler. His name starts with a K. Anyhow, me and the father had different beliefs. He believed that children were for after marriage, which I believed as well, but I didn't believe in abortion, so I guess there was the option of adoption. But growing up in a family where the concept of family was so important, I didn't know if I could pull through with that. However, I knew I couldn't afford to raise Kyler on my own. Financially, there was no way. And I also thought that maybe Kyler would be better off with a family that had a mother and a father, a traditional American family. The subject was difficult for me to bring up to my mother, the subject of adoption. I dropped hints here and there, and eventually she picked up. One day she told me that my father and her had discussed the topic of adoption and what would happen if I decided to give my child up for adoption. They told me that if I put my son up for adoption, they would be adopting him. That honestly meant so much to me. It meant they were going to help me with my medical bills. They were going to be there for me. They were going to be there for my son. They were going to love him regardless of the situation. And they were going to let me keep my baby. After the first month of pregnancy, I moved back home with my parents. I'm not saying this pregnancy has been a joyride either. The father and I argue often. Me and my family had some conflicts. I lost quite a few friends. And then when it came to the ultrasounds and all that, First of all, I was told that my son had a tumor, which thankfully went away on its own. Then that my amniotic fluid was too high. Then that went and evened out on its own, thankfully. And then, to top it all off, I went into early labor at 27 weeks. After facing a 2.5 when I should have been like a 5, they gave me a pill to slow down my contractions, 2 steroid shots in each leg to just help his lungs develop in case of early birth, preemie and all that. Lung development is one of the big concerns around 27 weeks. And then after a night in the hospital, they sent me home on a bed rest that was supposed to be to 34 weeks, which they ended up moving to 37 weeks. Nothing much has happened since then. I mean, my contractions kind of get worse with the weeks, but that's expected, I think. At my 31-week ultrasound, they said that my baby actually measured 2 weeks ahead, but the doctor said that was no concern because babies at this stage in the ultrasounds can measure up to 3 weeks ahead, and I was an 8-pound baby myself, or around 8 pounds, so I'm not really concerned about that. As long as my baby is healthy, and I'm not finding anything unusual about all this. I did have to quit my job due to bed rest. I know that the most important thing is to keep my son in my tummy till he's fully developed. I have the support of my parents financially and physically, and because of that, I know that I'm very blessed, and a lot of people don't have that, and I'm thankful for that. My son himself has also been a blessing. He made me realize what was important in life. It made me change my ways for the better. Before I ruined my life completely. I mean, some people may think that it could have been worse. I've had many ultrasounds due to all the little issues I've had here and there, and I gotta watch my son grow. What looked like a long, slender blob with human-like features has turned out to be my cute little chubby boy. I'm excited to hold my son for the first time, and then truly feel as though everything that I've gone through was worth it all, and that if I had a chance to go back in time and change anything, that I wouldn't. I said no to abortion, and I know that is a decision that I will never regret making.